This is Lab 2.5, Making of the Fittest and Natural Selection. Number 1, what is your definition of natural selection? To me, natural selection is simply the survival of the fittest. Organisms in a particular environment that are unable to adapt to that environment will eventually die off. That is natural selection. Number 2, what is your definition of adaptation? Adaptation is a naturally occurring change seen in an organism to help it better survive in its environment. Period. If an organism can't evolve, they don't survive. Number 3, what was your favorite part of either video? I did find the second video much more interesting than the first. I'd heard there was some kind of connection between sickle cell anemia and malaria, but I'd never taken the time to really explore that connection to any extent whatsoever. It was just something that I picked up somewhere that I never really looked into, so I found that to be really, really interesting. Number 4, what do you still have questions on? I'm curious to know whether there have been any developments in the type of viral therapy that we talked about in that previous discussion that are specifically designed to target sickle cell. And if so, are they in a testing phase? How far are they into into the testing phase? So that's definitely something that I'm curious about. Number 5, what do you think is likely to be a selective pressure of humans in the future and why? I think that although humanity has become very, very reliant on medical advances, vaccines and antibiotics and such, it's very likely that disease will be the next big selective pressure for us. We have previously discussed the possible effects of an epidemic. And although we have vaccines and antibiotics, viruses and bacteria mutate at such a speed that at some point we're not going to be able to keep up. And it's going to be a problem.